Alright, so I'm going to keep this super short because I am out in the wild at my favorite coffee shop. If you see any of the pictures from either the Starline or the Bloom live event that I've had, it was taken at this coffee shop here over in Avondale Estates. Shout out to you, Lola, with Wonderful World of Coffee. But I just wanted to give a little recap. I know it's been a while since I put out a video, and the last one was pretty dang melodramatic, but I got to link up with some really cool creatives over in like the Castleberry Hill area, and we did Volcano by Jungle as a workshop, and it was just so fantastic. If you haven't listened to that album, it came out in like 2023, and it's just a danceable album, and it was so fun to really sit down with the album and research it because they have a very unique style. I was looking up like interviews and like articles, that sort of thing, and I really couldn't find too much. Basically, for the past decade, they have been putting out really great dance music and partnering with phenomenal dancers to bring the songs to life. Beautifully shot cinematography with a dance studio who is just moving their bodies. And I just wanted to talk about how important it is to let an artist be an artist. It's just very cool to see all of these different expressions to life. We ended up dissecting the last song on Volcano, which is Pretty Little Thing, which definitely has my heart because it has, what's his name, Baz, B-A-S, from Dreamville. He is the one who like raps on the song, and he kind of like puts some language to the dance album, and it talks about like going on the journey of life and how it's a solo trip, and it's a little bit more melodramatic than the rest of the danciness of it all, but I think that like really colors life. I'm not saying that right. Basically what I'm trying to say is like, I think that there's a lot of shades of life, there's a lot of emotions that you experience, and it's like you can listen to a dance song and think, oh, this is just fluff, but like the reality is like you don't understand like, you know, the journey somebody had to be on to get to that danceable moment, or what they're dancing through. So highly recommend doing one of the exercises from the Let's Music Club journal to Volcano. The exercise, what we basically did was listen to Pretty Little Thing once with just the audio, once with the audio as well as I printed out the lyrics, and then once with the music video, and in between each of those times given a couple minutes to just like journal and, you know, process what we're experiencing as we listen or see, and it just turned into some really great conversation. And I think that, you know, obviously that's what art is meant to do. It's supposed to spark conversation. It's not supposed to just be analyzing, you know, the artist and like, oh well, what was their intention, what did they like, criticizing the artist as a human being. I think that that's pretty low-hanging fruit, pretty lame. I think instead, which I'm not going to say it's lame because that could be valid as well, but it's also, what are you experiencing? What colors do you see the artist using? Chance the Rapper, not Chance the Rapper, Tyler the Creator just came out with a song today, Mother, which he said was his first song that he actually created for the Chromacopia album, but it didn't make it onto the final product. And in that song, he has this line where he basically says that he is a painter, not a poet. And I think that that is so interesting, that rappers are able to define themselves as the creatives they see themselves as. And I think that that's extremely fitting. Like I talked about it in a video or two ago, where it's like Tyler, the creator, creates worlds, versus, you know, somebody like a Lil Wayne, or I don't know who else I can put in that category, but like rather than the poetry aspect of like creating a bar, creating a line, not to say that Tyler doesn't do that sometimes, but more than that, he paints a picture. Like it's way more expansive than the words. Like he does everything. He's giving you like his mind, which I think is very, very interesting and super valid, and inspires thought outside of the work itself. And you know, for those reasons, I'm so excited for the Grammys this year. So my like two personal favorites, it's gonna be Chromacopia and Starline, and it's not even close. Like Starline and Chromacopia completely have my heart. I would be, you know, a liar if I didn't say that I understand the impact that Let God Sort 'Em Out has. Like I didn't dissect it and sit with it specifically, but the campaign that they went on to bring it about, the longevity, the legacy that they have, the quality, the high art, like all of that. I mean, you know, I think that it is a cyclical thing, so no disrespect when I say the cosign from Tyler the Creator, which I know for Tyler the Creator it was more like he was getting the cosign, but for me, in the universe that I occupy in, Tyler the Creator's cosign of the clips was another indicator that they absolutely deserve to be in the conversation as well. And even listening to the album maybe a total of like 3 or 4 times at this point, I understand the quality and the beauty of it. But a lot of the lines are going over my head. A lot of the subject content, I'm not in the tax bracket to understand or resonate with me, whereas both Starline and Chromacopia resonated incredibly deeply with me on a very personal level. But all of that to say, man, I'm just ecstatic about this Grammy season. And let me see, who else is being considered right now? I mean, clearly GNX was going to be in the conversation. I mean, I personally think that the Big Stepper album, that resonated more with me than GNX, and then obviously like The Beef resonated more with me than GNX. Not to say that GNX is not an incredible album. The timing of it, the execution of it was fantastic. But you know, like I said, the Big Stepper album just holds a very specific and dear place in my heart. That's really it. Honestly, none of these other ones, they don't even like compute with me. Like, you know, I know the impact that Bad Bunny has, but I don't listen to his music. Lady Gaga, Mayhem. I'm still not over the she had a song that was like with Bruno Mars. It's slipping my mind right now, but for whatever reason I can't even really place it specifically, but when I experienced that song for the first time, it just felt like they were biting off of Donald Glover. And so I never, something about it seemed fishy or off to me. So yeah, The Weeknd, Hurry Up Tomorrow, didn't listen to it once. Elton John, and Brandy Carly, Who Believes in Angels, never heard of that in my life. Lainey Wilson, never heard of her. And I'm gonna get the name wrong, Laufey. A Matter of Time, never heard of that either. I will probably go ahead and listen to each of these at least once, just so that I have some understanding. But for me, Chromacopia, and oh wait, Starline's not even in this lineup, which I think is a travesty. I think that Starline is the most important album within the time that we're living in. Right now, I don't think there's a more important album. As far as Chromacopia, that one is just so deeply personal, and like, it's just such good art. That's what gets me about it. But we shall see. Thank God for the artist. That's the big takeaway here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to editing this. I hope, like, this is in the coffee shop that's like in this big commune space, and there's like a lot of extra noise, like with the AC unit and that sort of thing, and I don't have my microphone here with me, so hopefully you guys can hear me and it's not too distracting. And yeah, I guess that's really it. Just for consistency's sake, this is your girl, Lauren Brooks, creator of Let's Music Club, guided journal on the topic of music, designed to help you conceptualize your thoughts on an album of your choice. Make sure to pick yours up today. The link is in the bio. It's at www.letsmusicclub.com. The intention is to continue to have live events in Atlanta. The reality is I am looking for some employment that makes it make sense to move down to Atlanta. So, you know, if you have an opportunity for me, let me know. That is a early morning shift so that I can continue to pursue my dreams. Oh, also, this girl, she wrote me this poem. She had like a typewriter, and I was just telling her about the highs and the lows of entrepreneurship, and I'm just gonna read it because it like sat so beautifully with me. It says, there is life here. The signs are in everything. In every emotion I experience, in every step along my path, there is life here. In the joy and the sadness and the happy and the flow goes. Breathes the breath of existence. When time gets numb or overwhelming, know this shall pass, because there is life. It is here. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna tape it into my Let's Music Club journal, because the journal serves as a time capsule, something to remember your musical journey. And so I like the idea of, you know, putting my little mementos in here. Oh, and if you're in the Atlanta area and you want a poem or want to do business, that is her information. All right, bye.